Hi, this is Shade Foray with Tax Sale Support with a short video about the 8 steps to investing. Now, we're going to go through these kind of quickly, but it's not just about the 8 steps here to investing, but also how we can simplify this in any way we can. The idea is to make it as simple as possible. So let's start off here. We're talking about tax liens and deeds specifically. So if we're getting started here, we're going to start off, determine your strategy. Step 2 being setting your state and county. Step 3 being obtain a list. Step 4 being narrow your selection. Step 5 being performing due diligence. Step 6 buying the investment. Step 7 executing your exit strategy. And step 8 selling and transferring the deed. And then reinvesting is actually another step here in that process. Now, to break this down into even more simplistic terms, what we're really looking at here are 4 primary topics, or there are 4 main objectives we have here within these steps. And what they really are is the finding, researching, buying, and selling of real estate. And we found that it's oftentimes easier to break it down into those terms. So if we're talking about finding, what exactly are we talking about here in the beginning? Well, ultimately finding is about obtaining a tax sale list that you can begin working off of, whether that be from an auction or over the counter, whatever type of list it is. Really your finding process is about trying to obtain that list so that you can begin searching through it. So there are other ways that you can go about finding lists. You can really look at lists based on the number of opportunities that are out there. You can look for sales that are taking place, or for over-the-counter lists. It doesn't have to be rigid. You can change your strategy and your location, especially in the beginning. Those are some ideas and some things to think about. Now, researching is I think a part of the process here that a lot of people want to dig into and learn more, and there is a lot that goes into it. But some of what researching consists of includes utilizing brackets to narrow your selection, utilizing the quick glance method, obtaining county property records, identifying potential risks, performing comps, prioritizing potential investments, and then setting your profit margins and your maximum bids. It's really important in this step. We do everything here from determining how much money we're going to make on deals to making sure that we don't make mistakes and identifying different potential risks. The buying part of the process is fairly straightforward. It depends on the type that you're buying, but really, if we're talking about buying over the counter, you need to go through and read the instructions for submitting purchases and the county requirements, because every county has their own individual requirements and their own individual system for submitting property purchases and things that need to be done or not done. Along with the forms of payment that they'll accept. The same goes for auctions, although normally in that case you're going to be required to register for an auction and possibly even put down some kind of a down payment or something like that. And so the buying process is simple, but at the same time, though, it's also something that you'll be doing for the first time, and so it's an important step we don't want to overlook. The selling part of it here is just as important as the research and the buying. And what selling consists of is executing your exit strategy here, and and selling and transferring the deed. Well, we're also going to be using comps to set our price and our terms. We're also going to be implementing the exit strategy after we've received a deed. And from there, our exit strategy can mean a lot of things. Are we talking about selling it with a short-term strategy or more of a long-term strategy with real estate? Are we going to try to wholesale it? Or are we trying to get it for market value? Are we worried about quiet title or not? We're just going to sell it wholesale. We can also create our property listings there and do things like start sending out neighbor letters. But the idea behind getting all these listings done is that you're going to generate interest, and if you've got it priced right, you're going to sell the property, and you can collect payment. And once you do that, it's just about transferring that deed and then reinvesting your funds so that you can basically buy more and continue investing and keep this cycle going. So thanks for joining us about this. We'll have additional videos about more steps here in this process.